This week is Q&A week at Totally Booksessed, and I got some pretty good questions. I also got a lot of questions, so I'm going to see if I can fit them in, but well, I might have to cut some out. I'll be able to tell the difference between me asking the questions and me answering the questions. I'm going to ask myself the questions in a really funny announcer voice like this. So that will be me asking the questions. All right, let's go to the first question. What's your favorite book of all time? Well, my favorite book of all time would definitely have to be The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. Oh god, I mean, I'm like the world's biggest fan of that musical and the movie and the play, and I said the musical and the play, and the book, and I mean, it's like a really deep-rooted love that's been with me for a while, so I can't really explain it, but that definitely has to be my favorite book of all time. What are some of your favorite movies? Well, some of my favorite movies would definitely, I think my favorite of all time would have to be Labyrinth with David Bowie and like Jennifer Connelly. Love that movie, mostly because of David Bowie's crotch. If you've seen the movie, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, woo. Yeah. Another favorite movie of mine would definitely have to be Moulin Rouge. That movie, Ewan McGregor is like one of my dream guys. I want to work with him one day, even though it's really probably not going to happen, but his voice, oh god. And Nicole Kidman's cool too, but Ewan McGregor was what made that movie. And of course, Phantom of the Opera the movie version is also one of my favorites. So those are really like my number one. Oh, Little Mermaid. Hello. That's definitely one of my favorites. So much so that in fact when I was younger, my mom has red hair, and when they came out with like the sequel where where Ariel has a baby, and like obviously my hair's dark, right? So I thought that my mom was Ariel and that I was Melanie, and I would always be like, okay, where's my fin? I'm a mermaid. Oh, my mom's Ariel. So yeah, that was Legend of Korra. Yay or nay? Definitely have to say yay on that. Because I mean, I haven't seen many of the episodes, but I've seen a few, and honestly, I loved Avatar, and I think Legend of Korra is pretty awesome. I also really like Korra, and I'd like to see where it goes. I haven't caught up all the way to like the newest episodes yet, but I will. I really do like that show. What was the scariest movie you have ever seen? The scariest movie that I have ever seen would probably have to be Insidious. Not because it was pretty scary, but I'm one of those people that I actually love watching scary movies because I kind of laugh at what goes on because it's also obvious. And like, that like, I don't know, when the monster's gonna pop out, right? I think the reason why I really love Insidious is because it got me. Like, there was this one scene that I was just not expecting, and it got me, and I screamed. I admit it, I screamed like a little girl. So that has to be, like, I have respect for that director because they got me. When usually I really, like, I can anticipate what's gonna happen, so. Who are your favorite superheroes? My favorite superhero would probably have to be Thor, and that's because I am so madly in love with Chris Hemsworth, who is the actor who plays Thor in, the recent Avengers movie and Thor, whatever. Yeah, yeah, Thor. Yeah. Who are some bloggers that you love? Definitely my Totally Booksessed girls, like, shout out to them. Yeah, I really love them. I also really love Rachel from Fiction. I've been following her blog for, like, ever now, and I love all of her posts. Her reviews are fantastic. They're super insightful. Like, I've really bought a lot of books just from her reviews alone. There's a whole bunch more, and I'm really sorry. I'm just, like, forgetting them right now. Yeah. What movie will you rewatch forever? Labyrinth by David Bowie. Labyrinth with David Bowie. That movie is like, I want to marry David Bowie, honestly. Do you like animated movies better than real life people acting movies? I can really go both ways. I don't really mind. I mean, I'm a total Disney child. You know, I've seen like every single Disney movie ever. But I also really love actual acting, being that I am an actress. Even though voice acting and acting are like they're both hard, but I mean honestly, as long as the movie's done well, I don't really care. So what's your favorite thing about blogging? My favorite thing about blogging would definitely have to be like the community, you know, because in my school, I mean, there are people who like to read, but there's no one that really likes it as much as I do, and who like does it on like a daily basis and like always has a book. So there's really no one that I can share like my love of books with. Especially my love of the YA genre, because I mean people like teen books, but they don't really like commit to it. So that's really like my favorite thing about blogging. It's been meeting all of these wonderful people that share my love of YA books and books in general, but especially YA books. If you didn't blog about reading, what do you think you can or would blog about? I think I would definitely blog about makeup. I as I'm a I'm as obsessed with makeup as I am with books. And I'm actually really good at it, like not to be like, hey, but I really am good at it because I spend a lot of time practicing and like, you know, if I see something on like someone and I'm like, wow, I really like that, I want to redo that, and I have so much makeup, like it's like right here, like to the left of me, and it's like sitting there in these two huge like containers, and it's all really nice stuff too. So I would definitely blog about makeup, maybe fashion too, but I'm not so much into fashion as I am into makeup. Gummy bears or gummy worms? Gummy bears. I mean, like, they're old school, you know? You can't really go wrong with gummy bears. Like, any gummy bear you pick out of the bag is gonna be good. But sometimes the gummy worms, not so much. Like, there's the green and orange ones. I don't like those. I really don't. Chocolate or candy? This is really a toss-up depending on how I'm feeling that day. Most of the time I'll probably say chocolate, but here's the thing, my dad sells candy, like that's his job. So ever since I was like born, there has been candy in my house, like just solid lollipops and like whatever. And you know, when I was younger, he used to go to like candy conventions. Yeah, those exist. And he would literally bring me back like garbage bags full of candy. So it's a toss up. Favorite chocolate? Hershey's. Favorite candy? What did you want to be when you were a kid? I actually wanted to be a veterinarian, which is really weird because I'm way too squeamish to do that. And I mean, I love animals and I always have, but I don't think I could be a veterinarian. I don't think I have like I don't know, I don't have what it takes to be a veterinarian. What do you watch on TV? Well, I don't really watch TV anymore. Ever since I like really got into reading, I haven't like I won't just like sit there and randomly watch it. I do watch shows. I watch Glee, Smash, Game of Thrones, Nurse Jackie, House. There's a few more. I mostly like record them and then I'll watch them with my mom, but and I'm trying to like branch out into like other stuff. I know one of my friends wants me to watch Vampire Diaries, even though I'm kind of boycotting it, but we'll see. I mean, it has Ian Somerhalder, so that's a pretty good argument, you know. If you could name your blog something else, what would it be? Actually, I really wouldn't name it anything else. That was What's Your Story? Well, it wasn't the original name of my it wasn't the original name of my blog. But it was the one, What's Your Story was the one that when I really got into blogging, like I was serious about it, blogging every day, that's the one that it jumped out at me and I kept it, and it's been that name for like 2 years now. So, yeah, I wouldn't change it. What's one book that you utterly despised? This is a kind of hard question because I don't really hate books. I mean, I think in every single book that you read, there's always going to be something good about it. But I have to admit, there was a book series that I read about 4 books into, even though there's like a million books. And I really could not stand it. And I actually had a hard time finding a good thing about it, and that was the House of Night series by PC and Kristen Cast. Because that book series, I felt insulted as a teenage girl, in the way that the characters were portrayed. The main character was, excuse my French, but she was a slut. She had like 4 boyfriends at one time, and when I say 4, I literally mean 4. I mean, I was like, what are you doing? And then she would like hook up with one, and she would go kiss the other, and I was just like, no. And the writing, it was okay. The only thing I hated about the writing was the dialogue between the characters. I mean, I'm reading this and I'm like, do they honestly think that this is how teenagers talk? Because it's not. So I do think that there were some decent characters. Like, there was like one decent character, but other than that, I really like. I try to give it a chance because I'm really the kind of person that I will give anything a chance. It doesn't really matter what it is, and I will always give the benefit of the doubt. But that was one of those book series. I read like 4 or 5 books into it, and I was just like, I refuse to spend any more money on this because it's just not a good book series. So yeah. So those are all of my questions, and those are all of my answers, and I really hope you enjoyed my video. So I will see you guys next week. Bye! And this is what you call just got out of the shower hair. Boys, you have it so easy.